Hey everyone, so I'm Scott Nixon. I am Lindsay's husband here at Meal Mentor and Happy Herbivore. So today I'm going to make tamale cakes. And you can actually see, wrong way, that way. You can see the image that's that our professional photographer took of what the tamale cakes look like. They look good, don't they? All right, so tamale cakes. It's on the September 20th meal plan. So they're just tasty little beautiful cakes. They're kind of like a pancake of sorts because it's made with flour and corn. And so I'm going to go ahead. I've already prepped all my ingredients. So I've kind of got everything down here already. So we got peas and cut red bell peppers. And we're just going to fold that in after we make the batter. So I have already laid out the flour we're going to need, the baking powder, the cornmeal, almond milk, applesauce, and I got my measuring things out here. And part of that is just so we make it nice and quick. And so there's no like running around the kitchen trying to collect all these things. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to the stove and turn on the stove. And so this warms, so the griddle's warming while I'm prepping all this. All right, so we're going to start with 3/4 a cup of flour. It's important, you can scoop out with like a spoon, but I typically just do the hold over the bowl method and measure out. So that's a half. And so that makes 3/4 cup of flour. All right, we're going to do a 1/4 cup of cornmeal, which hopefully is probably just in this bag. Let's see here. Get it in there. All right, that works. 1/4 cup. All right, we're going to do 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder now. Oh, come on. Apparently I can't get the top off. Use the dry ingredients side. Boom. I'm going to do half now. All right, and so that's the last of the dry ingredients for the batter. And, I love my whisk, and so I always whisk the dry ingredients. Just to even everything out. You don't want a big chunk of baking powder whenever you're eating the cakes, right? And now we're going to do... I actually am going to do the applesauce first. So we're doing 2 tablespoons of applesauce. So I can just scoop that in. And what I try to do is kind of like drop it around in there so that so it can kind of create little, because this is, when you actually are using, when you're using the, what do you call it? The applesauce. That's actually like your fat replacer. And so what I do is then kind of fold, this fat in and kind of make like little cubes. So I'm just kind of stirring it in. I got a pug at my feet. She's looking for food because I think she's seeing like some of the flour flying out of the bowl. All right, so this is pretty much what I always do with anything that's kind of like a fat replacer with pancakes or whatever. This is kind of like just pebbleized a little bit. All right, now I'm going to put the milk in, shake the milk up, and 3/4 a cup. So anytime you're making like a batter and stuff, you can always start off. So this is supposed to be 3/4 a cup. I'm just going to put a 1/2 cup in there, and kind of work this in a little bit. And then now that I see that I definitely need more, I'm definitely going to go back to that 1/4 a cup. Because like if you're using, so this is whole wheat pastry flour that I'm using. This is something that's not quite as thirsty as regular like whole wheat flour. It's just a little lighter. And if you're using white flour, it might even use even less liquid. But there we go. It's all beautiful and nice and mixed in. All right, so that's pretty much all we do to make the batter. Now we're just going to fold in these ingredients very lightly. That way we don't like puncture them. Let me see here. Was I supposed to... All right. I'm just double checking the instructions, making sure I'm not doing anything off plan here. Oh, there's Quaid barking. Hi, Quaid. What are you barking at, buddy? Sometimes we have squirrels out the window, so he's kind of barking at that. All right, I'll just use my spoon here. Just kind of lightly fold all that in. Because, it's probably not going to hurt the bell pepper. Buddy, Quaid, hey! I'm sure everybody's hearing you at home, buddy. All right, so it's just kind of folded in. Just very gently. All right, now I'm going to move the camera so you guys are a little closer to the action, so to speak. Alrighty. All right, can we see the pan? There we go. All right. And got the pan. Ooh, it's nice and warm. Maybe a little too. I put it, put it on medium. Kind of back it down a little bit. Quaid. All right. So I have and I can't find it. I usually have my trusty little quarter cup that I've used for years whenever I make pancake-like things. Just kind of like a heaping quarter cup of this. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that right on there. So this is just like a savory pancake, right? It's like corn, which is a little sweet, but we're going to put I'm going to make these add a little bit to that. I think that one was kind of small. All right, and so we've used these ingredients that maybe we can do a little savoriness with. All right, so those are heating up, doing their job. And so, these are tamale cakes, so maybe we want to use organic spicy taco sauce from Trader Joe's, or my favorite salsa, salsa verde. So this is just like Trader Joe's salsa verde. Green chilies. It's just smells so good. So, all right, I'm rocking and rolling. Maybe I'll show you my face for a moment. So, this is pretty easy. If you look on the instructions or the recipe, it says 25 minutes. And really what most of that time is you just cooking. I mean, you saw how quick. I mean, that was probably 5 to 7 minutes of me prep time. Sometimes a little slow. I guess I was talking. I'm kind of including that whole bit. But, it was pretty quick. So, this is a really, really consistent theme to all the Meal Mentor recipes, is it just doesn't take very long to make these recipes. So it's nice and quick. So I'm getting a lot of thumbs up. Thank you, Andrea, Monica, Brenda, Gary, Dave, Reggie, Tammy, Melissa. I have a picture of the finished product in the upper left. How do I get rid of that? Melissa, you can't get rid of it because I actually added it there. What I can do is hide that. We'll just hide that. So there we go. Now you just see me. Hi, Renee. Hi, Diane. All right, we'll just got to go back down to where the action's happening. I think we're starting to see a little bit of bubbleage right here. They're kind of progressing along. It's a weird day to be making pancakes whenever it's 90 degrees outside here in LA. And I'm standing over a fire. I did change my shirt for the video because it was a t-shirt, so I didn't think that would look so good. All right, come on, pancakes. Well, I should call them tamale cakes, right? Not pancakes. I mean, I suppose you could eat these with syrup. It would gross my wife out something fierce. But when I was a kid growing up, because these are you could call these corn pancakes, right? They've got cornmeal mixed into them. When I was a kid, we used to make the Jif cornbread in a circular pan, and my dad would just cut it out, and then we would just eat it with syrup and stuff like that. So that's just that was just my little southern breakfast sometimes on the weekends, especially when my dad cooked stuff like that. So let's see here. All right, we're getting close to flip time. I'm gonna back this heat down just a little bit. I think it's getting a little too hot. So this guy kind of stuck together. One of the things that's always important whenever you have cookware, when you're doing skillets like this, oops, yeah, well, it's a little too long, but it'll probably still be pretty good. That's not quite burnt. That's just very, very brown. Like I said, I had the heat a little too high. All right, see, that one looks pretty good right there. Yeah, that's a nice color. Got those cooking up good. I love having a flat pan. having pancakes is very important to me. And we also we do corn tortillas that are like pre-cooked, or I'm sorry, not pre-cooked. They're you just throw them on the skillet and you make them, and that's all there is to it. And it's just so I use this for that too, making corn tortillas and flour tortillas that are basically dough, and you just throw them on here by a company called Tortilla Land. So I'll get those out while this does this. So here are the Tortilla Land tortillas that I make. So and they're really simple. I mean, they basically have like a handful of ingredients: water, corn, lime, salt, cellulose gum, gar-gar gum, and that's it, man. That's just like it's as simple as it gets. Now these are pretty healthy still because they're just like a corn tortilla. The flour tortillas are a little larger on the calorie side, so you got to be a little more careful with those. But boom, see, that looks good. All right, we're golden on all these. All right, I'm just gonna take that off the heat. I got a couple more to cook, but I'm gonna cook those off camera. And I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Pretty simple little recipe. I'll just throw the image back up here. These are the Tamale Cakes on the September 20th. Keep wanting to go the wrong way in the screen. On the September 20th meal plan. They're really easy to make. I mean, like once I got all the stuff out, which only took like 2 or 3 minutes to get everything out. It only took maybe about 5 or 6 minutes to prep everything and kind of get it out and get cooking. So there you go, dinner. And I'm sure your kids will enjoy eating pancakes for dinner, but they're like with some like Mexican salsa and good stuff like that. So, all right, thanks everybody. See you later.